Cześć kochani, witam serdecznie w dzisiejszym odcinku. I jak widzicie, będziemy iść tutaj na trening od naszej Yae. Tak konkretnie, tutaj mamy ArchonQuesta Omniprinced Over Mortals Chapter 2, Act 3, The Servant's Path. Także to zadanko dzisiaj będziemy robić. Nie przedłużam, zaczynamy! Słuchajcie, odcinek nagrywam w ciągu dnia i pogoda płata figle, więc raz będą się robić mi cienie na twarzy, raz nie, raz będzie jaśniej, raz będzie ciemniej. Zrobiłam tak, bylebym tylko się nie świeciła i cóż, mam nadzieję, że to nie zepsuje nam odcinka. Lecimy, słuchajcie, na nasz trening.
It is a catalyst that can reproduce the Raiden Shogun's combat moves. I made it from my own memory, which means it should be perfectly accurate. Unless, of course, her skills have declined. It'll give you a chance to figure out her moves in advance and come up with a counter strategy. That should be a big help, don't you think? The aim is to try to not get hit by the attacks. Since you've escaped certain death at her hand once already, I presume this shouldn't be more than you can handle.
Okej, czyli wychodzi na to, że jeśli tam wejdziemy, to chyba właśnie będziemy z Raidenką, z tego jak właśnie ja pamięta ją walczyć. Także może zanim zaczniemy, oficjalnie otworzę jedno z moich ulubionych pićków, bo jak wiecie, szaleję za monsterkami. Dawno nie było oficjalnego otwierania na odcinku. Uwaga, uwaga! Jej! Ogólnie szkoda, że nie robią tych dziurek tutaj większych. Nie ukrywam, ponieważ no, przez tą słomkę muszę tak trochę dociskać tym kapslem, no ale mniejsza. Jakie dobre, oj jakie dobre. Dobrze, lecimy, słuchajcie, z tym treningiem. Zobaczymy, co się wydarzy. Gdzie ona jest? Jej nie widzę. Ojoj! Co to było? Czemu ja jej nie widzę? To mnie atakuje, czy jak? Challenge failed. Nie bardzo rozumiem.
2 hours later.
No dobrze, wasza Yumi przeszła parę prób poza kamerą. I jestem w stanie stwierdzić jedno. Przede wszystkim, jak oberwiecie po raz pierwszy, no to już pozamiatane, jeśli chodzi o ten pierwszy atak. Po drugie, ma to swego rodzaju schemat. I jak widzicie, czasami lepiej właśnie koło granicy się kręcić, to wtedy jest mniejsza ilość ataków, przy której możemy jakby podpaść. Aj, nie wyszło, no. Okej, i teraz to finish line jeszcze trzeba zrobić. I to jest najgorsze, że trzeba to rozbić, nie? I mam nadzieję, że o to chodziło. Jest! Zrobiłam! Trochę się pomęczyłam, nie ukrywam. Najważniejsze to, że dałam radę, prawda? It was a little challenging.
You mean me? Perhaps it's because I'm the Electro Archon's familiar.
What? Like Devalin is to Barbados? Huh. Never would have guessed by looking at you.
It sounds like you'd be more persuaded if you saw me in my fox form.
Very persuaded indeed.
In my dreams. More curious than my appearance disappearance is the fact that she and I don't see each other anymore, wouldn't you say? A nation to last for all eternity is a dream that she and I both share. But I don't think that's the same thing as complete stasis. At some point, she started going down a path that became increasingly difficult for me to join her on. You know, Yae never said goodbye to me before she stepped into the plane of euthymia. Perhaps it's just my wishful thinking, but I think she did this deliberately, as her way of keeping our friendship eternal. By neither saying goodbye nor seeing me again, our relationship would remain forever how it was. In her mind, at least.
She has taken a very one-sided view.
Since we've embarked on two very different paths to eternity, I can either continue to maintain the status quo or do whatever it takes to bring her back on track, regardless of the cost. I have chosen the latter because if stubbornly isolating herself in the plane of euthymia is her idea of eternity, then my duty as her eternal familiar is to drag her back out of her own head and into the real world.
Aw, Miko, you sound like a really great friend.
I'm only telling you this so you can properly understand my plan. Could you possibly spare the sentimentality for the time being? Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. Time for anti-Raiden Shogun training phase 2.
There's a part 2?
Okej, part 2 to podejrzewam, że ten ostateczny... A, nie było ostatecznego, po prostu jest Start Challenge. Co tym razem?
Let's dance. Speed of light. Here we go. Yahoo!
Aj!
Think you can get away? Let the show begin. Go, Barbara, go!
No i znowu oberwaliśmy tym elektro, no. Nie wiem, czy ilość jakby oberwania tym ma zależność w tym momencie, czy po prostu chodzi o to, że ciężej nam będzie przeżyć, jak coś takiego się dzieje. Ciężko mi na ten moment stwierdzić. No ale z tego co widzę, challenge completed za pierwszym razem, więc podejrzewam, że ten był dużo prostszy i nie wymagało od nas jakiejś strategii.
We're finally done. How did we do?
You did quite admirably. I could see your determination and your hard work.
So, do you think we're ready to beat the Raiden Shogun now?
How do I put this? You're no match for her at all.
Wait, what? So all of this was a complete waste of time?
You are the most important part of the plan. I know what I'm doing. You don't think I'd leave you with no chance to win at all, do you? Speaking of, Traveler, what do you think of the Resistance Army's chances?
To be honest...
You're absolutely right. Perhaps they occasionally best the Shogun's army in open battle. But when they face the Raiden Shogun herself, considering even their visions have been taken from them and embedded in the statue, they're ultimately quite helpless.
You don't have to be so blunt. The Traveler's the captain of Swordfish too, you know.
I don't mean to belittle them. On the contrary. It is precisely because of their helplessness, because their visions have been taken from them, that their will is all the more precious. In short, if everything goes according to plan, they may yet prove to be helpful.
So, what is the plan?
Oh, goodness. Is that the time? I have another guest to receive today. We can talk more back at the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Miko?
Is that in your entertaining guest? Hyman's really struggling to understand how you work.
Miko, tak nas spławić, bo masz jakiegoś gościa, no wiesz co? W takim momencie? Dalej nie chcesz zdradzić nam planu.
Okay, we can talk here. You asked me about the plan. In fact, I've been mulling it over for quite a long time. Before one makes a plan, what is the most important thing one must do?
Don't know. What is it?
You must understand the situation you are facing. The Vision Hunt Decree was obviously devised as a means of manipulating the Shogun. The ones behind it knowing full well her susceptibility as a puppet, with a single-minded focus on eternity.
The Fatui did it to create the demand for delusions.
Yes, this is the strongest piece of evidence we have to go on. Now, we also know that every aspect of the Vision Hunt Decree's promulgation and execution has been enthusiastically spearheaded by the Tenryou Commission from the outset.
Ayaka was saying that every time they submitted a petition against the Vision Hunt Decree, the Tenryou and Kanjo commissions would veto it straight away with no negotiation.
The Kanyo Commission betrayed the shogunate long ago.
It's all too clear that both the Tenryou and Kanjo commissions are in some form of collusion with the Fatui. Foolish humans, blinded by their greed. Thus, the current situation is that our Fatui antagonist is still at large, has the two rogue commissions wrapped around their finger, and is distributing delusions from the shadows. Unfortunately, given that said antagonist is under the protection of two commissions and the Raiden Shogun, we would be rather hard-pressed to track them down.
So, what should we do?
It will be easier for us to start with someone from Inazuma. So my plan is to incite rebellion in the Tenryou Commission.
Rebellion? What are you talking about? After everything you just said, it sounds like the Tenryou Commission has rebelled already.
When I say rebellion, I don't mean betraying the shogunate. I mean inciting a certain someone to betray the Tenryou Commission. If we manage to convince her, I'm quite sure we'll be able to get you another audience with the Raiden Shogun.
Who is this certain
I'll
someone?
give you a clue. She's currently in charge of the Shogun's army. She visits the shrine at this time every month, and she is our guest today. She also appears to be standing right behind you.
Don't move a muscle. You've got some nerve showing up here in the shrine when there's an active warrant for your arrest. Don't even think about trying anything. Surrender now. You're coming with me to headquarters. Seize her!
Affirmative.
Kujusara!
It seems that you're forgetting. This is the Grand Narukami Shrine. Use of force here is strictly forbidden. Before you proceed, which of you would like to face criminal charges for dishonoring the Shogun,
Ugh. Guji Yae, please tell me you are not sheltering a wanted criminal here.
We are just friends. I don't see what sheltering has to do with it. Tell your subordinates to leave. We have things to discuss.
Czemu ona powiedziała na nią Guji Yae? Ktoś wie, co to znaczy? Dajcie znać, bo jakby to jest Yae Miko, nie Guji. Piszcie mi w komentarzach, jak
All
ktoś
of
wie.
you outside.
As you wish.
Guji Yae, I'm a little curious. Does it not also dishonor the Shogun to hide a wanted criminal at her grand shrine?
You're the same as ever, Kujo-sama. No one can match you when it comes to loyalty to the Shogun.
As a servant, loyalty to the Shogun is my duty. And as a warrior, I dedicate my life to following the way of the Shogun.
Even though she will one day seize your vision too.
The Vision Hunt Decree is the Shogun's chosen course, and I shall not question it.
It's tragic. Such wholehearted devotion rendered meaningless by circumstance. Have you been kept in the dark? Or are you the only one left in the light?
Lady Guji, I need you to be direct. Tell me exactly what you mean.
The Vision Hunt Decree is a trap. part of a Fatui plot to bring Inazuma to its knees. And your masters, the Kujo clan of the Tenryou Commission, they're the ones keeping the truth from reaching the Shogun.
You're saying the Kujo clan betrayed the shogunate?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Guji Yae, your allegation is not only dangerous, but ridiculous. The Tri-Commission has served the shogun since ancient times, and remains absolutely loyal to this day. Ever since I was adopted by the Kujo clan, I have seen and heard nothing but pure devotion toward the shogun. At every level of the Tenryou Commission, especially from the head of the clan, Kujo Takayuki. He reveres the Muso no Hitotachi more than anyone. My own respect for the shogun pales in comparison to his. How could he ever even dream of acting against the shogun?
3 days. Come back here in 3 days and I will show you the evidence. As a Guji, there's one thing I know very well. People believe whatever they want to believe. Some things you do not see, simply because you do not wish to look.
Okej, ten Guji to musi być jej jakiś tytuł, co nie? Świątynia Gwiazd, dozór, konstelacja, pałac, księżniczka, dyrektor, kierownik, szef, oficjał, urzędnik, władza, administrałowie, kierowanie, zarządzanie, prowadzenie. Znaczenie główny kapłan. Główny kapłan, czyli jako główny kapłan, teraz to ma sens, czyli jako główny kapłan i jak do niej mówiła to główna kapłanko Yae. Okej, teraz to ma sens. Tajemnica wyjaśniona.
And so, it falls to me to place the truth before your eyes, in all its ugliness.
3 days? I'll be here. But if I don't see any evidence, I will demand a formal apology for slandering the Kujo clan. Also, she will have to come with me.
Wonderful. Then I'll see you in 3 days. I look forward to it very much.
That was so scary! Hana wasn't expecting to run into Kujusara here. But, Miko, you mentioned evidence of the Tenryou Commission's betrayal. Is that all in hand and good to go, or...?
Why are you always asking so many questions? Of course not. I just had to say something because I clearly wasn't convincing her.
Not entirely unexpected.
As plans go, changing the deity's mind is a huge gamble to begin with. We can't expect to be in control of every last detail when we're facing off against a god, can we?
Okay, but what are we gonna do, though? We only have 3 days.
If we want to get our evidence, we're going to need some help. Now, come with me. We must awaken the professional.
Jak dla mnie wszystko było dość spodziewane, zwłaszcza, że Sara nam już wcześniej tutaj pomogła. Poza tym, dalej nie wiem, jak ona chodzi w tych buciorach, serio. Jak? Podziw pełen za to, mimo że to tylko i wyłącznie postać z gry, no ale wiemy, że takie buty faktycznie istnieją, prawda? I cóż, o co chodzi tutaj dla Yae Miko? Nie bardzo widzę, o co może chodzić. Find helper. Nie widzę tu nikogo. A czekajcie, jest coś, jest! Ojoj! Jaki słodziaczek! Czy to ma coś w związku z Saju?
That toy Tanuki just turned into a human! What's going on? Paimon's never seen one of these before. Not a Tanuki. I'm a Mochina.
member of the Shiumatsuban, a genuine, bona fide ninja.
Wow, a ninja? So was that one of those legendary ninja transformation techniques? Anyway, what's the Shumatsuban?
It belongs to the Yashiro Commission, a secret unit under Kamisato Ayato. Now, Kamisato Ayato and the Yashiro Commission are neutral parties, so I have no right to give orders to the Shiumatsuban. However, convincing their most chronically lazy member to help us is well within my abilities. Here's what I need you to do. Go into town and find evidence of the Tenryou Commission's betrayal. It would not be appropriate for me to be seen there myself.
You make it sound so simple, but
I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Oh, I thought you would have figured it out by now. Alright then. I'll indulge you with a little more information. For a complete outsider, probing the inner workings of the Tenryou Commission is nigh on impossible. But since the three commissions work together to serve the Shogun, they have a close relationship. Someone from one of the other commissions might have an easier job of figuring out what they're up to.
The Yashiro Commission.
Now you're following me. The Shogun's army haven't given up on their search for you yet. But with the help of this Shiumatsuban ninja, I'm sure you'll be able to rendezvous with your friends. Don't forget, we're on a tight schedule here. Be sure to bring back the evidence in good time.
Okej, idziemy w takim razie do Komorę, przepraszam. I zaraz zobaczymy, czy czegoś się poduczymy, czy coś się dowiemy, czy to dopiero początek naszej misji. Czy kogoś tutaj spotkamy, jak zwykle?
What brings you here? Did you meet with the resistance? How's the battle going? Is it safe for me to come out yet?
not just yet. We saw people patrolling on our way here.
So, it's still not over. I guess you came here because you have something to discuss? I'll get someone to call for Miss Kamisato. Bear with me for 1 second.
I see. You have been through a lot since we last met. I understand. You need evidence of the Tenryou Commission's betrayal. Let me think. Now that you mention it, there is one thing that has always concerned me. The Shogun's army has been at war with the Resistance for a long time now, but not once has the Shogun ever inquired about it. I used to think that she simply didn't care, but looking at it now, perhaps the problem all along has been with the Tenryou Commission's reports to the Shogun.
What do you mean?
The Tenryou Commission presides over domestic military affairs. If they ever had any intention of concealing information in their reports, we would have no way of knowing. Meanwhile, the Shogun would incorrectly conclude that the Vision Hunt decree poses no threat and would stick to her decision. If we had access to their reports, it would confirm everything.
But as I recall, the only person authorized to access that kind of official documentation is Kujo Takayuki. It's heavily guarded too. Even with Sayu's help, swiping a document from under their noses is no easy task.
If only there was a way we could distract the guards just for long enough.
A distraction, you say?
It's fireworks!
That's a very Toma-sounding suggestion, but it's a reasonable one. The statue of the omnipresent god is right by the Tenryou Commission. If someone set off fireworks near the statue, they certainly wouldn't ignore it. While they were preoccupied with that, Sayu could infiltrate the Tenryou Commission and take the report, as well as any other evidence she might find.
Great! It feels like I'm getting closer and closer to being a free man again. It feels like it's been an eternity since we last sat down and talked like this.
It's not been quite that
Well,
long.
it certainly felt like it to me. I've been looking forward to seeing you again every day since I got here. This tea house used to be my favorite hiding place, but now I've honestly lost track of how long it's been since I last set foot outside of here. Oh man, I want to go to the hot springs so badly.
Poor Toma.
Let's focus on the issue at hand. The sooner the Vision Hunt Decree is abolished, the sooner Tomo will be free. This was a reunion of sorts, but there's no time to catch up. We'll celebrate properly when it's all over.
Ooh, let's play the hot pot game again.
You're still thinking about that?
The Tenryou Commission is heavily guarded. Be careful when you get near. Let's meet back here afterwards.
Alright, first let's go to Hanamizaka to find Yumiya.
Lecimy oczywiście do Yumi, poprosić ją o pomoc. Miejmy nadzieję, że oczywiście się zgodzi. I cóż, znowu jej fajerwerki mogą przynieść nam tutaj pomoc i rozproszyć, tak jak mieliśmy wcześniej to w Story Questie. Zobaczymy, co na to Yumiya.
Yumiya, we need an extra large firework. The super duper big kind.
Extra large firework? You sure came to the right person. As it happens, I made this really souped up one just a couple days ago. But it's so powerful that I haven't found anywhere I can test it out yet. Huh, may as well give it to you. Let me know how it turns out. Don't forget, move well away from it after you light the fuse, and try to avoid burning your clothes. Also, it's best that you cover your ears.
Why does Paimon feel so nervous all of a sudden?
Don't worry, it's just a firework. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
We'll give it a try. Thanks, Yumiya. Well, we got our distraction.
Okej, czyli w sumie zrobiliśmy troszeczkę coś, czego się w ogóle nie spodziewałam. Yumiya w ogóle kompletnie, totalnie nie jest wtajemniczona. No ale z drugiej strony może i tak to lepiej dla jej bezpieczeństwa. Kto wie. Najważniejsze, że mamy jej fajerwerkę. No i nie mogło jej skarżyć, bo zrobiła ją nieświadomie, nie? Przecież koniec końców klient nasz pan, mogło ją tylko przypytać.
The warrant is for your arrest. Freeze!
Pretty much how I thought. There are loads and loads of people. If one of them spots me, I'll get caught. We need to get rid of him, or I won't be able to sneak inside.
We'll just have to trust. We'll just have to trust Yumiya.
After I get the document, let's meet back at Komori Tea House, okay? Also, if I do get caught, please come rescue me. Is this really a good idea? Anyway, let's make our way to the statue. Careful does it. Watch out for guards and don't get caught.
Ajajaj. Znowu chyba czas nam minął. Za szybko, słuchajcie, ten czas idzie. Za szybko w grze idzie, niestety. Więc mamy opóźnienie, jeśli chodzi o dni, przez to, że za mocno przewinęłam po raz poprzedni, nie? Raz.
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often.
Znowu tam?
How greedy of me.
Chyba jeszcze raz jakby powtarzamy całość, no to wychodzi.
Pretty much how I thought. There are loads and loads.
Tak, znowu to powtarzamy, także
Get the document also.
przewinę tą. Aha, zepsułam.
By the look of it, Payment's ears are gonna get blown off. Oh, Yumi, you are officially nuts. Uh-oh, they're all coming this way. Quick, run!
Zepsułam, już widzę to.
By the look of it, Payment's ears are gonna get blown off. Oh, Yumi, you are officially nuts.
Nie trafiłam.
Coming this way. Quick, run!
You! The warrant is for your arrest! Freeze!
Oh no, run!
Ah!
By the look of it, Payment's ears are gonna get blown off. Oh, Yumi, you are officially nuts.
Nie!
What kind of fireworks?
Jakby, gdyby tylko to nie poleciało tak daleko, to byśmy już weszli i takie...
You are
Ech.
they're all coming this way. Quick, run!
Chyba zaliczyliśmy koniec końców. Prawdopodobnie za jakimś trzecim, czwartym razem. Takie upsik.
Well, how did it go?
Will it the firework and run away?
Let's wait for news from Sayu.
I know exercise helps you grow, but this was a little too much exercise. I feel so dizzy. Everyone is spinning. No, I can't sleep yet. There was something important I was supposed to do first. Oh, right, yeah, I got it. I didn't know how to find the document you guys were talking about, so I just swiped a whole bunch of stuff that looks suspicious. Here you go. I'm going to sleep now.
My lady, what are we looking at?
This sealed envelope must be an official report that the Tenryou Commission is preparing to present to the Shogun. In addition, we have Correspondence with the Fatui. It seems that Kuji-Yae was right. They have been fomenting unrest behind the scenes. This should be ample evidence. Please take them to Kuji-Yae. I trust you will have a plan for the next step. I will also gather some people to try and root out the rest of the Fatui in Inazuma.
Still, mind yourself when you face the Shogun. I still get goosebumps just thinking about her drawing that blade.
Again, we'll just have to trust Kuji-Yae. She is close to the Shogun, so maybe she will have a way.
If Paimon remembers correctly, it should be time for a meeting with Yae Miko soon. Let's pack up our things and get ready to head to the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Dobrze, słuchajcie, myślę, że kontynuacja questa już będzie w kolejnym odcinku. Mam nadzieję, że się dobrze bawiliście. Jeśli tak, to koniecznie zostawiajcie kciuki w górę, to naprawdę bardzo, ale to bardzo pomaga w rozwoju kanału. Mam nadzieję, że dobrze się bawiliście, że dobrze czas spędziliście. Dajcie znać w komentarzach, co u Was słychać. Do zobaczenia wkrótce. Pa, pa!